Harry's Wife, Part 102.69. Help Me. Now, you might think that this is the very serious sound in an operating theatre, an operating room where a heart monitor is beeping away as somebody desperately clings to life, that they need to be helped, that they find themselves in a difficult situation, a life-threatening situation where skilled and talented surgeons are battling to save this person's life, that with each beep they teeter on the precipice of death or clawing their way back to life. In actual fact, it's nothing near as dramatic. It is, of course, the sounds made from the beeping at a supermarket checkout. But what's the relevance of that? I hear some of you ask as you're sipping your cocoa or perhaps quaffing at some bubbles, you ostentatious fuckers. Well, something called aceshowbiz.com tells us Harry's wife pleaded for help from female shopper when her mental health plummeted. The Duchess of Sussex reveals she begged for help from a woman shopping at a grocery store when she was at her worst point while she's struggling with mental health issues. Harry's wife, Duchess of Sussex, asked a woman shopping at a grocery store for help when her mental health was in a dire state. The 41-year-old royal revealed that her husband, Prince Harry, had given her the phone number of a woman who thought he could help her when her mental health was at its worst. Now, when I first learned of this, I thought to myself, what the hell is going on here? First of all, you claimed that you weren't given any support and you didn't know who to ask. Then we learned, of course, that you said that Prince Harry had given you the details of a therapist, which kind of contradicts what you'd said before. And then we get this tale of saying that you were talking to a woman in a grocery store. And it conjured up the image of Harry's wife somehow going into crisis as she staggered along the soup aisle, thinking, oh my God, chicken soup, oxtail soup, mushroom soup, cream of tomato soup, it's all too much for me. I can't cope. And staggering up to some poor woman who's there musing over, mulligatawny, this sounds quite nice, or should I have some minestrone? When all of a sudden, this bronze-faced lady charges up to her, going, I'm having a mental health crisis, you have to help me. What an interesting scenario, I thought. But then I learned more, that in actual fact, as this explains, that she was given the telephone number. And what was this? Some kind of sick joke by Prince Harry of, oh, here, use this number. You can call this person to get some help about your mental health, only to find that she's been given the random number of someone who's gone shopping. How extraordinary, I thought. What for clusterfuck of behaviour is this that I have happened upon? Let's go back to the article. Perhaps it'll clarify matters for us. I think, at my worst point, being finally connected to someone that, my husband had found a referral for me to call, and I called this woman. She was checking out at the grocery store. What fresh madness is this? He gave her the number of a checkout operator? Harry, what's going on here? You should be supporting your wife, surely. I could hear the little beep, 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 and I was like, hi, and I'm introducing myself. You can literally hear her going, wait, sorry, who is this? I was saying I need help, and she could hear the dire strait that I was in. It would appear, however, that what's actually happened is that Harry gives the number of the therapist. Harry's wife calls the therapist, who's out shopping. The former Suits actress, who has children Archie 3 and 16-month-old Lily with Harry, went on to urge listeners to be really honest about their feelings and reminded them that it is important to ask for help when they need it. Speaking on her Archetypes podcast on Spotify, the Duchess who tied the knot with the Duke of Sussex in 2018, pad out that word count, why don't you, and moved to LA in 2020, keep going with the padding, with her husband after stepping down from royal duties added, but I think it's important for all of us to be really honest about what it is that you need and to not be afraid to make peace with that or to ask for it. So we have this rather bizarre scenario of her calling the therapist who happened to be out doing her weekly shop, and she can hear all of the beep, beep, beep going on in the background, and she's saying, "Can you help me?" And this person's thinking, "Sorry, why are you ringing me now?" However, more to the point of the rather preposterous scenario that it brings about, it comes to mind 2 points. First of all, as always, Constance Wu, as you know in this latest episode, was talking about where she was driven to seek to commit suicide. It can't be about Constance Wu. It has to be about Harry's wife, and therefore her narcissism immediately decides, quick, we need to talk about ourselves here to assert control, to nullify the threat to control and draw in some fuel. What should we do? What should we do? Talk about an own mental health crisis. Now, either this calling the therapist at the checkout did happen, which then calls into question, hang on a minute, I thought you had no access to help, which you claimed earlier on. Therefore, once again, you've contradicted yourself and shown that you've lied in the past, as people suspected. Or you're lying now, and this telephone call to the shopping therapist never took place. The point is this: her narcissism doesn't give a rat's ass whichever it is, because all the narcissism cares about, by virtue of her mid-range narcissism, is to deal with the problem there and then. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not 10 seconds ago, not 30 seconds into the future, but right this instant, and now, and now, and now, and now. With each movement forward in time, the narcissism, like a constantly scanning app, is determining any threat to control? No, move on. Any threat to control? No, move on. Any threat to control? Yes, deal with it. How do we deal with it? Boom, 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 boom. Direct assertion of control, indirect assertion of control, withdrawal, whichever one it is. Are we gaining fuel? Yes, keep going. Are we gaining fuel? No. Do we need some fuel? No, keep going. Are we gaining fuel? No. Do we need some fuel? Yes, get fuel from somebody. Each and every moment, the narcissism is attending to those tasks in pursuit of the prime aims: control, fuel, character traits, residual benefits. With regard to Harry's wife, her narcissism, of course, is dealing with that. But it means, and because of the style of narcissism that she has her sub-school, that she will repeatedly engage in behaviours where she shows that she's lied in the past, or that what she's doing at that point in time is a lie. Remember, she doesn't see it that way because her narcissism is designed to prevent her from seeing that she's telling a lie, because if she was, she might hesitate, not move forward with it, which would mean that she would not get the control or the fuel as promptly and as quickly as is required. It has to be seamless. For instance, if I came towards you with a sharp stick and jabbed it towards your eye, you would not do this. Oh, look, that delicious H.G. Tudor is coming towards me with a sharp stick, but he's jabbing it towards my eye, the utter rascal. I better move my head back and try and brush away the stick, otherwise he'll blind me. No, you instinctively move your head and try and knock the stick away. Naturally, of course, I wouldn't try and put a stick in your eyes, valuable viewers, but let's leave that to one side for the moment. The point is, you would have an instinctive reaction. When you hear a loud bang, you don't think, oh, a loud bang, has a bomb gone off, or is there some kind of explosion that could be dangerous to me? I'd better make myself small, get under the table. You just do it. Why? It needs to be quick, because if you stand there thinking about it, you've suddenly been cut in two by a large piece of shrapnel. You have to have instinctive reactions to protect yourself. What is narcissism? A self-defense mechanism. It protects the narcissist. Therefore, it has to happen promptly, quickly, now. Seamless. Instinctive. No hesitation, no pause. Of course, there are occasions where it glitches, but the reason why she is not allowed to see that she is lying is to ensure that there is this instantaneous, instinctive, seamless response in order to get hold of the control, fuel, possibly character traits and residual benefits so promptly. And that's why she's not given any insight into her lies. The cry for help, of course, This is a pity play designed in that moment to assert control over Constance Wu or whoever happened to be in the studio and those that are listening. The narcissism doesn't care whether it's true or not, it just issues it in order to get that control. It doesn't matter if it shows up a lie from before, that's the past it's done with, who cares? If you point out the lie to the narcissist will either deny, withdraw, talk about something else to deflect, a whole host of various other manipulations to avoid culpability of being caught in the lie. Once again, this provides us with a useful way to understand the behaviours of Harry's wife. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.